Uncle Chunt.
Oi, Uncle Chunt here for Chunt TV. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've uploaded a proper video, but I had a break over Easter, long weekend, and just made it extended. I just needed a break. Work's been pretty full on, and gym and health and all that kind of stuff. And it's been hot up here. So in this room, there's no fan or anything like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a prick in here when it's hot, so I just avoid it. But I posted recently on my social media that I wanted to do a Q&A because it's been a while since I've done one, and last one was pretty cool. It gives you a chance to kind of just ask me some random questions. So I put the reach out there, and today I'll be answering those questions. Righto, well, let's just get stuck right into it, shall we? Pete Brownlee says, or asks, favourite Fear Factory album and why? Hopes for Xbox at E3? Not sure if this is the kind of questions you're after. Yes, just any kind of questions that you're curious to ask. So basically, my favourite Fear Factory album. Oh man, that's a toughie because anything that had Dino in it was good. Wasn't a fan of anything that they did with Christian on guitars. Just wasn't Fear Factory for me. Archetype was good. It had a few standout songs on there, and you can listen to it all the way through. But it wasn't Fear Factory to me without Dino. Look, I'd probably have to go Genexus. That album is it's something else. It's really special. I love that album. I can listen to that anytime, all the way through, without skipping a song. It's just so good, and the story behind it is awesome. Like they always, well, for the most part, they always write epic stories behind the albums. As in, like each song is part of the story, and Genexus is no different. It really, I don't know. That album came out at a time where it just hit with me for some reason. It just clicked. I had a lot going on, and I don't know, there's something about the music itself, not necessarily the story, but the music itself just struck a chord with me. And I just loved it. I still do. Besides, like the kind of the story behind it about man, becoming machine, and it's the kind of the Blade Runner aesthetic behind the story, and it's just so good, man. I could go on about that album. I actually did a review of it a while ago. I might dig it up and put a video to it of why, the reasons I liked it. Like Fear Factory's, I think one line in that review, Fear Factory has been like part of the soundtrack of my life, and I love Fear Factory, and I'll listen to anything that they put out. Not everything has been good, but my god, Genexus is like just one of their best efforts ever. I just love it. My hopes for Xbox at E3, IPs, like new IPs, whether they're coming this year or in the coming years. I want to stop this conversation of Xbox has no games, has no IPs. I mean, yeah, like they're holding a lot of their IPs pretty close to their chest by the sounds, and they keep shuffling their first party studio games. But look, I hope that they come out swinging. Like Xbox One X is out in the market now. It's doing pretty good. Xbox itself has been doing pretty good. It's not doing gangbusters like PS4, which I just don't understand how that's had its meteoric rise. I don't get it. But Xbox has been doing good regardless. So all they need is just to start coming out swinging with some IPs from first party stuff or second party studios, or just exclusives in general that are actually exclusives, to give you a reason to buy the console. And just, I think doubling down on Game Pass even further is a really good selling point. So look, I'm just really hoping they just bring out some new games, new exclusives, just to kind of shut everybody up and go, look, here you go, we're working on stuff, shut up. Righto, so next up we've got G to the next level. I've got one. How do you feel about new games like Sea of Thieves that are asking $60 for and feel like it's an incomplete or very lightweight game? I know I was subbed to you before, yet somehow not odd, but I took care of it. No, it's alright. Look, YouTube, I've been unsubscribed by a number of channels that I had to resub to. I don't know what's going on. It's just YouTube, again, doing its purge thing. So, you know, no hard feelings. So, Sea of Thieves. Look, it's hard for me to say because I got a review code for it, so I didn't actually have to put money down, but from the aspect of playing it, yeah, look, I wouldn't pay $60 for it, or whatever that translates to, 99 bucks or whatever it's going for in Australia here. I wouldn't pay that, unfortunately. Like, I've had a blast and am still having a blast with the game. However, we're lucky that we have the other option of just buying into Game Pass. You know, if you just want to play it for a month or two, solid, you know, it's 20 bucks. You know, and you get your fill of the game, cancel your subscription, and then come back when there's more content, you know, like, if that option wasn't there, like if it wasn't on Game Pass and that's it, like that was the price of entry for the game for what it has, yeah, I don't think it wouldn't be worth it for full price, no. Maybe at like, you know, $50 mark in Australia here, which would probably be, I don't know, $30 in America or something. Definitely not full price. But yeah, look, we have the option of Game Pass, so just do that. It's worth playing. I love it. It's great. And, you know, in a year's time, it's probably going to be a completely different game with more content in it. So, you know, maybe then buy a game at full price then when there's more content in it, or just keep buying Game Pass. That's what it's there for. Ah, yes. Next, we have E-Link to the Past. What's your favourite gaming series? Have you always been a gamer? If you had to choose 2 consoles to play for the rest of your life, which ones would you choose? Oh god. Indeed. Look, my favorite gaming series, no doubt, it's Gears of War. You can tell I've got 3 Lancers over here, and you can't see the rest of my Gears of War stuff. I haven't got it on display yet, but I've got quite a good, not a massive one, but a pretty good Gears of War collection. I love that series. It's just me. Something about it. It's just me. I love it. It's just so visceral, so just balls to the wall fun. It's just male aggression, you know, testosterone up your nose. You know, it's just holy crap. It's so fun. You know, it's not trying to be something it's not, like it knows what it is. You know, you're carving up people with your chainsaw guns. You know, and you're shooting heads off for these, you know, grub locust things, and you know there is lore to it, which came later. Like that, they admitted with the first game they just made the game. They didn't actually have a story going into the first game, and then when it became a massive hit, they're like, oh dear, okay. So they commissioned a couple of novels to do, you know, to fill out the world, a prequel novel or 2, and then had a couple of writers come on and do the Gears of War 2. So you notice in Gears of War 2 there's quite a lot more lore and story and character building compared to the first, you know, because they didn't know it was going to be such a hit. But look, you know, I love Gears of War regardless. I hope the series keeps going. Like Gears of War 4 I really enjoyed, but I heard online, or the reception, like, it wasn't as big as they thought it was going to be, which I don't understand. It's such a good game. It's really, really good. You know, I think it was a bit jarring to kind of get used to these new kids, the new characters, kind of like what Star Wars is trying to do now. You know, I got the warm and fuzzies when, you know, Marcus Phoenix came back onto the scene in the game. You know, I was like, yes, there's my boy. There are others, man, but I think Gears of War is the only standout besides Halo for me. Yeah, I've pretty much always been a gamer, like forever. Like I remember one morning, Christmas, we were very, very young. I can't remember exactly how old we are, but very, very young. I remember we woke up and we, you know, there were 2 kittens or 2 cats, you know, 2 pets for us, Smokey and Bandit, and then there was a boxed Mega Drive, like a new one, bundle, Altered Beast bundle. We got Fantasia with that as well, and I think it was from that point, like I think we'd played, you know, the kid across the street, you know, his NES or, you know, Mario and stuff like that. But we never actually owned a console. I think that was our first home console. And then later on we got Sonic, you know, and, you know, too much to my mum's torture, that the music from Sonic haunts her to this day. So we played it that much. But yeah, always, like, yeah, it's always been a part of my daily, weekly, yearly life. It probably always will. It's kind of taken a backseat recently because I'm going through one of those jaded periods of gaming where I'm not really playing a lot of games because nothing's really kind of striking it with me. Besides, like, Sea of Thieves has really grabbed hold of me, and I've played Sea of Thieves the most out of any game that I've had since like November, you know, and well, since Destiny 2. I haven't really picked up anything since, really, in that kind of capacity. Which, you know, it's frustrating to me because I'm going through that period of like, I really just want to sit and play a game. You know, I just really want to get through Assassin's Creed Origins, Final Fantasy 15, you know, Forza Horizon 3 I want to get back to. But every time I sit there and think about it, there's something that just stops me from putting it in and playing. Or it's just too daunting a task, or it's just, I don't know what it's happened to me before. It doesn't happen a lot, but like I used to play games like nobody's business, you know. Every time I come home from work, you know, come home from gym and just smash a game. But now it's like I just come home, go to the gym, come home and just watch YouTube or watch a movie or something, and it's frustrating to me because I'm like, I really just want to play a game. I don't know why. Or I could be doing something else, or I feel guilty. I could be doing something else, or, you know, I don't know what it is. I hope I get over it soon because it's frustrating me to hell. You know, just the simple thing of a pastime of mine has been there for my whole life, and I just can't be asked. So for saying that in my period that I'm in at the moment, if I had to choose two consoles to play the rest of my life, that's a real toughie. Look, I don't know. Yeah, that's really, really tough. Probably it'll have to be an Xbox console. Probably the original Xbox and Xbox 360, I think. Because those games libraries are really, really good. Like Xbox One is still good, but it's still going. So I don't know what's going to come. So if it just ended like tomorrow, if there were no more games coming out on any console and no more games coming out on anything tomorrow, as it stands, I'd probably choose Xbox and Xbox 360, just because I had the most fondest memories on those two consoles generations. So, and I've got a vast majority of games on there still that I've kept that are my favourites, that I'd happily go through again. So if those are the only ones I'd have to play for the rest of my life, that'd probably be it. Alright, so next we have Lara. Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, and why? Ooh, okay. Look, I'd have to rep the Aussie animal, the Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is another kind of mascot platformer that I really, really enjoyed back in the day. When we did have a PlayStation and we had a copy of that, we played it a lot, like just so much. You know, my brother and I would take turns in trying to do levels and stuff like that. You know. So that was a lot of fun. Spyro, I never took to Spyro. I don't know. I think it was just, I was just like, well, it's dragons and kingdoms and looked too much like a kid's game. But Crash Bandicoot actually had some challenge to it, and something about it was just like really wacky, and the levels were different. Like it was just something that stood out more than Spyro. And I still can't understand the Spyro thing even now. Like the re-release that they're doing, the remaster. I'm like, really? Was there really a call for that? But whatever. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot, you know, he's Aussie animal. A lot of fun, great platformer, very challenging game. So yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Okay, Aussie Gamers Express. Right, so should half-gen upgrade consoles exist? Look, it's unfortunate, but they do exist. You know, it's like in Batman v Superman, where the guy's like, should a Superman exist? And the lady says there is, or he does, kind of thing. they just exist now. It's just a thing. Should they? It's hard to tell because the market has obviously geared an answer for that. Like the market has shown that there's a need or a want for it, so that's why they've put them out. Look, I'm not too opposed to it. I haven't updated to an Xbox One X yet because I haven't been able to justify it yet, even though I want to, and I want to get on the the Xbox enhanced versions of the games. But to me, I just can't. I can't personally warrant the $650 upgrade. Not like I'd love to be that kind of person that could just be like, yeah, $650, blah. But that's just not me, unfortunately. But they do exist. So do I like it? I'm okay with it because it's not affecting me really. If it starts getting to a point where it's like, well, this game is only available on that particular gen or that particular iteration of the console, then I might be having a problem because I'm like, well, I can't get that. If it was a game I actually wanted, then I'm like, well, shit, I can't get that now. So I'd be forced to trade up. But look, in saying that, we have the options of trading in consoles towards the new one, so I would have done that already. But my current Xbox One is the Gears of War 4 Special Edition, and I don't want to part ways with that. If it was just a normal console, I would have traded it in and put it towards an X. But I want to keep my special stuff. So, look, if it's every 5 years, I'll probably be okay with that. The conversation comes to a point where the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation was longer than normal. Like that was like an 8 or 10 year cycle where that's never happened before. It's always been like every 5 or 6 years or something like that in the past. So that one is actually really long. So we just kind of got used to it being that, well, consoles should last for 10 years, where that's not really the case. So these new mid-cycle iteration of the consoles came out, in the kind of 4 or 5 year mark, ish, So it's not unusual for that to happen. So look, we'll see. I mean, I would not be surprised if there's more announcements this year of what's next, or next year. So we'll see. Brian's Man Cave. What are your thoughts on all these emulation devices like NES Classic, Atari Flashback, Sega Flashback? Look, I don't own any of them, so cool. They're a nice novelty. There are a lot of people out there that didn't grow up with those old consoles and want to experience what their parents or older brothers grew up with. And there's also the retro collectors and those of us that grew up with the consoles that are still nostalgic for them. So again, there's a need and a want for it from the market. The market has dictated that there's a need for this. Let's put it out. I'm okay with it. It's cool, man, because you can, it's just like a little mod box or an emulation box. If you can crack them. I really want a really good, legit Mega Drive one and a Dreamcast one. Those are the ones I want the most, and an original Xbox one. Oh my god, I'd love a little mini big Xbox. That'd be unreal. But I passed on the NES Classic. I wasn't too attached to that console. Super Nintendo, I almost got one, but again, I was like, how often am I going to play this? It's just, it's that whole conversation of like, is it another console that you need that you don't play yet enough of? Like, I've got enough consoles. I've got, in my lounge room, I've got a Dreamcast, a Mega Drive, every Xbox generation on my shelf out there, and a Nintendo Switch. Do I really need to put another console out there to satisfy my gaming needs? No, because I barely play any of that as it is. I understand why they're there, and look, if I have a spare $100 lying around one day, I'll probably pick up a Super Nintendo one maybe, because there's a lot of games that I grew up with on that console as well. But yeah, look, until they bring out a proper legit Sega Mega Drive version, not that horrid at games Sega Flashback nonsense, it's a pile of crap. I'm not really interested, so whatever. I've got a computer which I can emulate games on as well, and a phone, that I can emulate games on as well. So if I really wanted to, I could get one of those Bluetooth controllers and make it get a cradle for my tablet here, you know, and play it on that, or my phone. So, you know, there's other options for me. I don't see the need to necessitate buying one of those classic consoles yet. Test Shrimpo 88. Would you often upgrade a game that you were anticipating, or only if collector's edition stuff are worth it? I don't always go for collector's editions. Well, that's a lie. I think for the most part, the Xbox 360 generation, if it was a game that I was really excited for, I would go out of my way to get the collector's edition for. Even like early in the Xbox One's life. I think the last collector's editions I got on the Xbox One was Gears of War 4 and Assassin's Creed Origins, the God Edition. Yeah, I think so. But I'm trying to scale back on that. I've got too much stuff. Like, even before I left Rockhampton to move, I had to get rid of so much stuff. Like, I sold a lot of games, collector's edition stuff, you know, statues, toys and stuff. Like, I had so much stuff that I've kind of gone to the point where, like, I don't really need much more. I can't justify it. Like, if I want to move again, it's just more stuff, you know? So I'm going to be really, really picky going forward. If it's going to be collector's editions now, it's probably going to be just if it's Gears of War, Superman, DC Comics related, Halo maybe, Power Rangers, I don't know, like, that'd probably be it. Otherwise I'll buy a game cheap where I can. Like, I can't justify buying collector's editions much anymore. Like, I've got other priorities now. So, you know, going forward, even physical games, I'll probably trade up for cheap game codes somewhere, like Amazon game codes on there, buying them online and just getting the digital game for cheap where possible, or from other external websites if for a physical game if I have to, that have good prices on them. So I'm going to try and get a bit more thrifty with my new game purchases. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that answers your question. Grumpy Retro Gamers, what was your pivotal moment in life that led you onto the path of being a gamer? Well, I think, yeah, kind of harkening back to that previous question about that Christmas where we got the two cats and the Mega Drive. Fantasia, because we were kids, and Altered Beast, like, man, those two games really, something about them, we just took to them. And gaming was just in our lives forever since. And Sonic the Hedgehog was a massive, massive reason for that. Like, I loved Sonic so much, and I would be at school drawing Sonic constantly, and at home drawing Sonic constantly, to the point where my parents would be like, oh, look, that's really good, but did you want to try and draw something else? You know, like, oh, you're really good at your art, but, you know, try drawing something else. And I would just keep drawing Sonic and reading the comics, you know, like, I think Sonic the Hedgehog, if I really had to pinpoint it to a specific game that really took hold and grabbed me by the balls and fell in love with gaming as a kid, it would be Sonic the Hedgehog. That game in particular has a very, very special part in my heart. Carbon Knights Gaming, what's your favourite DC storyline and why? Oh god, you had to ask me this. God, there's so many. My favourite? Shit. Look, I think the one, okay, Superman Birthright. If I really had to pick one that affected me in a way, like if, oh, well, these comics in the back, Justice League Origins for New 52, I love that. I know, I wish the movie was based like exactly off that, which it really should have been. If you go see Justice League War, the animated movie, it's an adaptation of that 6-issue story. There's a trade paper back of the story as well called Justice League Origins to New 52. I don't know, it's a great origin story of the Justice League, really, really cool. But as like a Superman story, but you're asking DC, is that like DC Universe, like a big event? There's so many. I'll stick with Superman for now, Superman Birthright. It was labeled as the official origin or unofficial origin at the time of Superman. Like, you know how comics every couple of decades I'll just redo the origin to update it for that modern period. I remember the end of that. I actually kind of choked up a bit at the end of that comic. It was just the ending. I don't want to spoil it if you want to read it. There's just there's a part in the end that really kind of just hit me unexpectedly. Like, I've never kind of had a comic affect me like that. But I was really engrossed in that story, and when I got to the end, I was like, wow, like, that was really, really good, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The Man of Steel film takes a lot of light out of that story, among others. Like Superman Earth 1 is another one, inspired the film. But yeah, Superman Birthright is really special, and it's where you got the S is a symbol for hope in the Man of Steel, this DC cinematic universe. That comic is where that really kind of started that trend. And the Lex Luthor with the quirkiness and the red hair, that Lex Luthor is from that comic as well. So yeah, if I really had to choose one, a DC storyline, Superman, that'd be it. But as a DCU, or like a DC Comics event kind of story, or engrossing event, God, there's like this Blackest Night, Kingdom Come, which is a Elseworld story. Crisis on Infinite Earths is another one. Oh, the War for Atlantis, or the Throne of Atlantis, that was epic. Darkseid War, oh my god, Darkseid War, holy shit. Yeah, look, if I really had to choose something really recent, well, not really, it was about a year old or so, but yeah, Darkseid War is fantastic. If you take this Justice League thing in the back here again, issues 1 through to 52 is essentially one overarching story. Like, it's spread throughout, but there's arcs throughout those 52 issues that are their own stories, but there's something in every arc over that 52 issue run that makes the whole Darkseid War thing. But if you really want to get particular, like the last 6 or 8 or 10 issues really kind of hits home with this Darkseid War story. It's fucking fantastic, and I want to get the trades for it. For the whole New 52 Justice League run. It was really good, man. Like, if you really want to start at a point, like an origin point, and end at a point, read that whole run, the 52 issues. Like, it's from New 52 to the most recent DC Rebirth, not reboot but relaunch kind of thing. That whole period of Justice League is just, Jeff Johns is a master writer, artist, what do you want to call him. It's such a good story, I recommend it. TBP, The Big Plume. Favorite game in 2017, favorite console, do you like Vegemite and why? Oh shit, favorite game in 2017. Sonic Mania, I think that was my game of the year for 2017. Yeah, Sonic Mania would be it, clear winner. Everything about that game was just fantastic, and it was exactly what I needed at the time. God, it was so good. I'm pretty sure it was 2017. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, like the music, the way the game was presented, the love and attention into it, it just showed the world what Sonic is and why he's good. None of this trash that's been out for so long. Oh, it just, I bought that game on 3 different systems, I think. I bought it on the Switch and the Xbox One, and I got an import of the Collector's Edition statue as well for Xbox. Oh, I love that game, it's so good. Favorite console? Probably the original Xbox. That was my first console that I really spent my own money on. No regrets, I loved everything about that console. Like, I loved the look of it, it was big and chunky like me, the Duke controller, all the games looked the best, like out of the console generations at the time, every game looked the best on that console. It was pushing the game industry forward as far as Xbox Live, HD, there were some games that were doing 780p, and I think some even pushed, like Matrix, pushed it to 1080i. you know, it was really kind of pushing it. Like there was so much going on in that console. It was ridiculous. I love it. I recommend going back. If you can pick one up for cheap and get some games for it, like some of the exclusives in particular, I recommend it. I'll have to do a video on that. Do I like Vegemite? No. I don't know. I don't like it. Something about it. It's good when you're making gravy. Like my mum would make gravy and would use Vegemite in there and stuff. I don't know how she does it. I don't want to know because it's just, you know, it's mum's thing and it's a secret. I don't want it spoiled for me. But however she makes that gravy, so good. Oh my god. Ash from Game and Console Tech. What would you say your favorite retro handheld was and why? Retro handheld. I must say, like, I wasn't a massive handheld player. My brother and I were lucky. Looking back, I know how expensive they were at the time, but I don't know how Mum did it, man. Like, just looking back at the things that she was able to get us, I don't know how, but we both got clear, or the crystal versions of the clear Game Boys. We both got one each. We got one each, man. Like, I don't know how Mum did it, but like, you know, looking back now, just like, God, like we got some things, man, with nothing. You know, I don't know how it happened, but you know, we were very, very lucky. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Game Boy. Just for that reason, I think, looking back, like retrospectively, probably that particular Game Boy, just because now I know what they're worth and how much they were and how hard that must have been to get two of them for, you know, her twins. You know, I can't say anything else. That would probably have to be it, just because it must have been difficult. You know, I wish I kept it. I don't know what we did with them. You know, being a kid, you don't know the value of things, and yeah, that would be it. I won't get into it more, but yeah, probably that Game Boy. Aha, Ryan, Macca's or Hungry Jack's? Hungry Jack's, mate. Ultimate Double Whopper, whatever it's called. Holy crap, it's like a brick in your stomach, but God, it's worth it. I haven't had one in, I don't know, 2 years, but god damn, it's the only thing I get from Hungry Jack's every time. It's just so good. It's just big, like big burger, man. Beer or spirits? It depends on the mood, man. I'm a big Wild Turkey fan. If I had to choose, if someone goes, hey man, do you want a beer? Oh wait, no, I can't. That's a dangerous question. If someone says, hey, do you want a beer or Wild Turkey? I'll be like, depends on what the beer is. If it's like a Corona, oh, that would be tough. Or a Crown Lager, or a 2X Extra Dry. But no, if I had to choose between like an Extra Dry or a Wild Turkey mixed, I'll go Wild Turkey any time of day, man. I love Wild Turkey so much. The R-Zone or the Hyperscan? I don't know what those are. What the hell is the R-Zone? The Hyperscan? I don't know, man. You might have to enlighten me on those ones. This is all. I didn't look at these before doing the video, so I didn't like research it or anything like that. So you might have to fill me in. Adam G, is it crazy how saying sentences backwards creates backwards sentences saying how crazy it is? Yes, that is. Dean, where does the left sock disappear to in the laundry area? What? I don't know. I've never really lost a sock. I don't know what you're doing and where your laundry goes, or where you do your laundry at all, but what? I know there's a thing about the whole stigma of like, you put a pair of something in the washing and dryer and only one comes out. Like I know that whole thing, but I've never had that experience. I don't know, man. You'll have to answer that one for me. Righto. Well, that was pretty fun. That was good. Thanks for asking and submitting those questions. Pretty sure I didn't miss any. I was looking through my Twitter and picked them all out, screenshotted them all as they were coming in. So if I did miss one, sorry. It didn't look like it was there. Sorry, but thanks for the questions. That was good. I'll probably do another one. I want to try and do them like every 6 months. It's not something that you do every month, and it's something I've wanted to do for a while because it's kind of like another, you know, another way for you to get to know me, kind of thing. Or, you know, because if I'm just doing a video on a particular subject, I'm just giving my opinion on that at the time. But if I haven't got a video out about a particular subject or topic, you can just ask me, and you know, it might even get me to do a video on that particular topic in full, which there's a few in there that I want to kind of expand on already. So yeah, that was good. It's good fun. Also, I want to be thankful to my Patreon supporters all the time, every video. Thank you very much. It never skips me. It never passes me. You know, I'm always grateful for that. It's unreal. I'm just stoked to have any kind of support. You know, I say it every video, but it's worth saying in every video because that's what it means. You know, like it's welcomed and highly appreciated support. With that, I'm sore as hell from gym, and it's hot in this room, so I'm going to toodaloos, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye, Uncle Chunt.
Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe and check out some of my other recent videos. Have a good one.